It was my first time on a plane, jetting off to Thailand after a decade of saving like a squirrel hoarding nuts for winter. My gut instinct told me to pack extra chewing gum in my handbag, which ended up being my lifeline, or at least my sanity saver. I snagged a window seat and was pumped to finally get an up-close view of the sky, the clouds, and whatever else people rave about at 30,000 feet. With a 17-hour flight from Texas to Thailand ahead, I was ready to soak in every moment, eyes wide open like a kid in a candy store. That was until hour 5, when some rude passenger from behind decided to stick his foot between my seat and the snoozing grandma next to me. Grandma was out cold, blissfully unaware, but I was fully conscious and horrified. There it was, a sock with a hole and the world's ugliest big toe staring me right in the face. I glanced back at the offender, who was fast asleep with his mouth wide open, probably dreaming about annoying more people. I figured I'd wait for a flight attendant and politely complain, but they were nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, the sight of that big toe, desperately trying to escape its ragged sock, was driving me up the wall. My perfectionist tendencies kicked in, and I needed that toe to disappear. I chewed a piece of gum, hoping to chill out, but the gum wasn't cutting it. So I did something no sane person would ever do. I chewed more gum, rolled it into a thick, sticky ball, and slapped it right over that hideous toe. The guy didn't even flinch, and suddenly, that toe was camouflaged, blending in like it was just another part of the sock. Crisis averted, sanity saved, or so I thought. Guess what happened when he woke up? The guy looked like he was from a biker gang with tattoos, long hair, and leather pants. He slept throughout the flight, and I kept giggling childishly every time I looked at the blob of gum on his toe. Just before the flight could land, there was an announcement.
Passengers, please stay seated as we have reached our destination.
The big toe man started moving his foot, and when he pulled it away from my sight, he yelled and I froze.
What the? Who?
He stood up and looked over at the old lady who was still fast asleep. And I pretended like nothing was wrong until he tapped my shoulder and aggressively said,
Did you put gum on my toe?
"Oh, that was your toe. I thought it was like a gum holder or something. It's my first time on a flight." Why did I say that? I mean, I should have lied and continued like nothing was wrong. If ever there is a Nobel Prize for honesty, I deserve it. The man looked like was about to pounce on me, and since we landed, I quickly unbuckled myself and slid past the granny. When I looked back, the man was limping on one foot behind me, and I quickly squeezed my way past some passengers, and every time I looked back, the biker guy seemed not to give up. What was he planning to do to me? I tried pushing past more people, and then I finally gave up, turned around, and decided to face the man. I pulled him to the side and spoke to him firmly. "Listen, I'm sorry, but it was also rude of you to stick your foot in between people."
I was asleep and I needed to stretch my legs. Do you have any—
"Can we just forget about it? I made a mistake and I said I was sorry." The man suddenly lifted up his hands like he was about to slap me, but instead he slapped his hands together. "Excuse me, mister. Are you trying to scare me?"
There was a—
I kept cutting the man whenever he said something because I didn't have time for whatever he was trying to prove. This man was not going to ruin my vacation. "Fine. Do you need new socks? You can have mine and we can forget this ever happened." As I started taking off my shoe, he moved his face closer to mine and I freaked and punched the guy.
Ouch! I was slapping a fly away, and I'm not upset about the gum. I have a bad habit of falling fast asleep and stretching out. I should get you arrested for punching me for no reason.
My blood ran cold the instant I heard the word "arrested" escape his lips. In a flash, I saw myself trapped in a nightmare. A grimy cell in some forgotten corner of a third world country. Penniless, with no clue how their twisted justice system worked. The walls closed in around me and panic seized my heart. Desperation gripped me as I realized there was only one way out. I had to beg for my life. Without a second thought, I dropped to my knees, eyes wide with terror, and pleaded with every ounce of my soul. "Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, please, you can't send me to jail. My life would be destroyed forever. I'm just a hardworking, stressed-out person who hardly ever takes a break. I can be so uptight sometimes. I thought you were chasing me because I accidentally left gum on your big toe and I..." Before I could finish, the man interrupted, his tone surprisingly calm.
I was running after you because I wanted to ask if you had an extra piece of chewing gum. I'm about to meet my girlfriend and my breath reeks like death. Look, we can forget this whole thing if you just help me out.
He blew his breath in my face, which was gross because he was right. His girlfriend would leave him if she smelt that. I guess that was the reason why my gut feeling made me pack extra chewing gum. It did indeed save my life. Thank you for watching, and please share your gut feeling that saved your life in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.